Good morning, family. Um, wow, last night was a trip. You know, God don't play. You know, trying to get Gina in here, and um, Catina popped in. That night was meant for her. It just had me. I was in a place last night, boy. I want to put the phone down so many times and go in the bathroom and just bawl, but I had to. I had to keep standing for my sister. You know, we don't never know what people are going through, and that's why what I'm doing right here is necessary. you know I know it's different. I don't like to do the same thing everybody else do anyway, but that blew me away. Everybody, we all have a story, and what I'm learning in this grief thing is that all of our incidents were different, but that broke my heart last night. And she was trying to empty it all out, you know at one time, because she's been holding all that in. And my God, it took me a minute to get to sleep last night, because I was just, my heart was just hurting. Hey, Catina, good morning, love. Hi, Wade. Haley Boone, I seen you in there. Hey, Jackson. I always like to say hi. Hi, Lonnie. But this sister is full of all of this stuff inside. And, I had put up there, if anybody has a story, and these were the topics that I welcome them to talk about. And I mean, she hit a few of those topics just in one setting. And she probably could have gone on and on and on and on about, her stuff. And, it's so dangerous for that stuff to be sitting inside of us and we're quiet. We got to make a noise. Something has to change. How many mothers that are out here, some is going, some is doing their thing. And, but those other ones of us, we get stuck. I've heard of so many mothers that have committed suicide after the loss. I couldn't imagine doing that, but I felt it. I felt like doing it, but I couldn't imagine doing it, you know. But this mother, it just blew me away. The stuff, when you think your stuff is bad, and you look at how somebody else deal with their stuff. And I mean, the part that had me so messed up was, you know, brain matter. Her baby's, been sitting in the house. That was like, wow. I thought about when I laid in the bed with my mama when she passed away. We go through some stuff. And we like 5 minutes from losing our minds without even knowing. But God, and like I was telling her, man, we got to do something. I knew that it was something that I had to do. And I'm seeing how necessary that this was. Tonight is Gina's night. I want to see a different perspective in the cultural difference, because everybody has a different ritual or how they grieve. And this is educational for me, for all of us, and to let the world see the pain that we're in, and that people can have a little bit more empathy and compassion for grief, for people grieving, because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to move on with life, but we have to go forward. We have to live. And I just thought that was real powerful last night. And I thank everybody that came, in the room and watched, this beautiful lady spilling out her heart. Hey, Rain, how you doing? But this is what I said I wanted to do. But I'm telling you, it's not easy. This ain't easy. this ain't easy to watch somebody else like me. It ain't easy. But, like I told her last night, because she kept saying to me, my story's different. I said, at the end of the day, we're all the same. And we all hurt the same. I went through what I went through for you and for somebody else that would have the courage to speak out. Because God knew that when he chose me, that this little mouth is going to tell it no matter what. And, I am so honored, and it's painful to watch. Hey, Rodney, it's so painful to watch, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do this. Somebody has to step up to the plate for this, because this is happening every day. Like the other mother said, even the suicide, people say angry things when, they were selfish. But how can we judge that? How can we judge that when we don't know the pain that somebody is in? Like that little girl, when my girl Elizabeth told her story. This girl was 14 years old, raped, beat down, and then the man who did it laughed at her. So can we imagine what that was like for her to go home and have to look at herself and try to live through that? My goodness. How can we judge people? Even when people die from sicknesses and stuff. I don't downplay that at all. But the difference is they have a little bit more preparation than someone being murdered. They have a little bit more time to get their mind together and prepare for that. I was prepared for my mother when my mother died because she was sick, but I wasn't prepared for my son to get a phone call and say he was shot, he was killed. I wasn't prepared for somebody to knock on my door for my daughter to be laid out on the street because somebody hit her, got out the car, looked at her, and then ran her over, and then got ghost and still out there. So you're not prepared for stuff like that. So, pain is pain, hurt is hurt, grief is grief. But it's a totally different kind of grief for each situation, and a mother losing a child is what my psychiatrist said, that's the worst, because you carry your child, and parents aren't supposed to bury their children. So, it's not that somebody's other situation is better than yours or worse than yours. It's the fact that it's a different kind of grief because grief goes in so many forms. Good morning, Rhonda. I love you, sister. Love you so much. I hope Billy's okay. Let's pray for Billy today, God. I know what depression is like, and he put it out there on Facebook. So, I'm saying, you guys, let's pray for him. I don't know what his issues are, but whatever they are, he needs prayer and he needs love right now. We have to love each other. We have to sometimes, put down our busyness and go check on somebody that we know is hurting. We have to do that. This world is so different now. It's so selfish, and we all are, because I know I've done some selfish things and not supported some people because I was in my grief, and boy, but we gotta do something different, you guys. We have to do something different. When I heard when I heard her story last night, I was just, and then, we ended up talking on the phone for another hour and a half. And I was like, she is so full, she can probably, and I'm believing God for her deliverance, because that's what this platform is for. It's for everybody. Like I said, my ministry is different. I'm not afraid to face going to the trenches. I'm not afraid to go into the hood. I'm not afraid to deal with those type of people that are like me, and I'm bold, and I definitely ain't scared to do it. And I'm definitely not afraid to speak my mind about it either. And, I told my sister last night, get ready for me, because, I ain't, you can't scare me off, but I have to be prepared, I have to be filled up, for this journey because it's hard. It was hard to watch and listen to that last night, and um, I, you can best believe God, I'm like, God, fill me, fill me, fill me, fill me, fill me, Father, fill me for this journey. The fact that my sister was able to get on here and not worry, and she cussed, and there are people that need to speak out, that cuss, that have a bad mouth. I do, and I'm not going to apologize for it because anger and hurt, spewts out words that we're not, that we may not think before we speak, and I want to meet people where they are. So if they got a potty mouth, I'm not going to look down on them because I have one. And when mines get cleaned up, I believe theirs will too. But God, we have to allow God in our hearts. And I'm really praying for her deliverance. I've been walking through my deliverance for some years now. And, like I said yesterday, alcohol hasn't been an issue for me because I know who I am. And I know that I would have abused it. So I made the choice not to do it because I know what the grief thing, I know me. And when you know who you are, you try to, keep yourself protected from all that. But I believe in God for her. Let me see. I gotta go. I'll listen later. I love you, Catina. I love you so much. And we're gonna rock this out. We're gonna rock this out. We're gonna rock it out. There are so many mothers that are in people just who have lost people that are numbing their pain some way, some form, whether it's, like I said, a relationship, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, shopping, all those things, those are addictions. Those are things that we can hold on to that will make us feel better, and I thought for so long that I had to be in a relationship because I like being in relationships, but I don't need to be in an unhealthy relationship either, though. So I'm telling you, you guys, this thing is crazy. People have other issues that they deal with. So many different issues that we all have, and afraid to speak about. Afraid to. Hi, Cassandra. Afraid to. It's embarrassing. People are embarrassed and humiliated, of the past, but the past does not determine your future. And it's not where you're at. It's not where you was, it's where you going. So that's what we got to get. We got to get our focus on that. And we got to, trust and believe God for that this might be my situation right now, but this is not going to be forever for me. And some of us just get lost in it, and I'm saying us because I am her too. I am him too. I am the one too. I'm just able to express it, like I said yesterday, I don't care what I look like getting up. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I can't stay. I can't stay there. And look why I can't stay there. I was telling Catina last night, all I called and few are chosen. Do we even realize how blessed, how much God loves us, that he allowed us to feel what he did? He gave his only begotten son, so who are we? We are his children. And he trusted us enough to bear that cross that he carries on his back. Because it's hard to give up your child. It's hard to say, I accept this. No, I don't accept this. And God, how dare you let this happen to me? All these things that we question in God. And what was profound last night talking to Catina? She said, because I said, do you know how much God loves us and trusts us, that he allowed us to feel what he felt when he gave up his son? And she just like went in and, she was like, Stephanie, I went crazy one day. I was home by myself. I was screaming and yelling at God. And God said, why not you? Why not us? He trusts us with it. He trusts that, and we all don't succeed in that, because some of us throw in the towel. Some of us commit suicide, Some of us, will get up and speak about it. And that's how much he loves us and trusts us. And I just pray to God that suicide doesn't automatically send somebody to hell, because, oh my God, the pain that people are going through every day. This world is messed. Everybody that I talk to is going through stuff. So it's kind of easy to give people a pass because they're going through so much. It might not be the same thing you're going through, but they're going through. And everybody's growth through for them is huge. People always say, Stephanie, oh, but you've been through so much. I said, but that was for me. That was what God said I could go through. But your stuff is just as big for you than you think my stuff is. Because when I'm watching you, I'm feeling your pain. I'm feeling your burden. So, we got to stop comparing our stuff and getting out of ourselves. And the best thing I can do right now is do this. I don't have anything else. I don't have any finances to give anybody. If I did, I would. I would. And the people that know me, when I have money, I just give it away. That's why God had me broke for so long, because I got to put it in the right places and sow it in the right places, because people will use you, and I have for so many years, because I wanted to be light, give away clothes. I keep brand new clothes in my closet, I got them now, brand new shoes, and I'll give it away. But that's my personality. That's who I am. But I don't want to give it to somebody who don't deserve it anymore. That's what I want God to teach me, is when he does, pour out his blessings on me and my family, that we are smart about it. And, but it is what it is, even if somebody does use me, what the hell, that's just my heart. That's how I am. But I don't have to buy friendships no more. I have learned through going through all this hell by myself that I can stand and I can walk alone. And God bless now that he has opened my heart up to relationships and friendships again. And, having healthy friendships and accepting, each other for who we are, not being mad because this is what she do. I can't stand that, but that's her journey. And who am I, because I'm not perfect. So, we have to accept each other for who we are. Disappointment for me, I've been disappointed with so many people, but I'm sure they've been disappointed with me too. Hi, I don't want to say that wrong. Dottie Lord. Hello this morning. We all have to bear our crosses, and all of our journeys are different. All of us have a story, but are we going to sit and hold that story in? Because the word of God says we are overcome by the power of our testimony. So what does that really mean? What does that really mean to you? I know what it means to me is that I'm going to share my testimony, and I'm going to be 100 about it. I ain't going to hold back and try to, puff it up and make it sound. No, it's raw. It's dirty. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's scandalous sometimes. I do retarded stuff, but it's okay, because that's my journey, and, we have to, time out for being ashamed and holding all that in. Somebody needs to be encouraged by what you have to say. So, like my singing, it feel like my voice is going away. I've been messed up ever since I had that breakdown on Facebook. My voice, I can't even sing now. And, that's one of my private things that I do with myself, and I can't even do it with myself right now. So maybe God's taking my gift because I don't use it. I don't know. But if it's meant for me to do what he said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop saying what I ain't going to do. I ain't going to do this, because that's my favorite word. I ain't doing this and I ain't that. If God called me to the church, then he called me to the church. I don't feel that it is, because of the type of person that I am and the type of people that I know that need me. Some of them are in the church, fighting for their lives, but most of them are out there in the streets, you know, don't know who God is, don't care who God is because their life is so messed up. They feel like they in hell, but they need to know that, there is a God, and here I am, God's girl. I've carried most of the scars, but I'm still here, and, you know, I know people can't believe some of the stuff I went through, but I did. I got receipts. You can't lie about it, but I'm still here, and, God is just good to us. He is so good to us. He is so good to us. And he waiting for us. He never leaves. It feel like he don't be there because I know many, many days that me and my son sit up here. And my son's not a religious person at all, not one bit. He don't like church. He feels like the church is a fashion show. He feels like the preachers don't do what they say they're going to do. He lost confidence in church. And, when you come from a background of people that are in church their whole lives and they act the way that they act, my son don't want to be no parts of that, but he loves God. And we sitting here and got nothing to eat, and we would be like, okay, he'd be like, Mama, it's gonna be all right. Mama, God got us. I prayed this morning, and that right there is because God can work on him. He can work on him, but he's not lying about the church. He's not lying. He's not lying. I seen somebody write on the feed yesterday about how broken they were in the church, how people in the church hurt them. I've had lots of church hurts. So when I go into church, a lot of times my wall is up. I'm coming in to get the sermon and I'm leaving right out. I ain't socializing. I'm going to say hi as I go, but I can't get caught up in that because I will not go to church if I looked at everything and really didn't protect myself, and this is real. This is real for some people. And that's why I always say I don't want people to think that this is a holy roly, place right here where I'm at, because it's not. I'm Stephanie. I'm God's girl. I'm who he created. That's who I am. I'm not nothing else. I'm nothing else but just Stephanie. And God chose me for this. So, I just want to come in this morning because last night that was so big. And it really showed me that I'm doing the right thing, that God has me doing the right thing, and people need this. People need this, bishops, pastors, apostles, my God, missionaries, prophetess. We all need this. We all need to be naked, because we have, people are watching us. They're watching every move we make. And then I'm going to tell you the story about this pastor that I went to church with. And it ain't going to be nice what I say. And there's some people that go to his ministry. But I love this man so much. I told him, I said, you got too many yes me niggas around you. And I said, I ain't one. I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself from this. I'm going to pray for you. But I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't sit back and watch you doing all this. You'd have a good prison ministry. You definitely will. And he called me and he said, Stephanie, he said, I love you. I love you. And, I said, I love you too. And he said, thank you for being you. And I was like, he said, please don't change. And this was a pastor who had like 60 pastors under him. And he said, there's some people that you don't want to walk out your life, and I don't want you. I said, I'm not walking out your life. I said, I'm just getting up out of this situation because I can't watch it. I'm not going to watch it. And, found out he committed suicide, a few days later after that phone call. And That hurt me. And I was like, I remember sitting in a meeting and I said, and I was in a bad way. I just lost my son. And people aren't nice all the time in church. And so I went into the meeting with all the ministers and stuff. And I ain't no minister, you know what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? We got bloody sheep. I said, we got to be careful how we treat people when they come into the church. We don't know where they're at. We don't know if they was ready to commit suicide. We don't know what people are going through when they come into the church. We have to be accountable. If you in a bad mood, well, I just wasn't having well, stay your ass at home. Because we are creating bloody sheep in the church. Because you got an attitude today. Stay your ass at home. Because we don't know what people are going through. People may have people say, oh, you're sitting there with that frown on your face. We don't know what that frown is about, what that pain is about. We don't know. So how can we sit up and judge somebody when we don't know what they're going through, what they're going home to? We don't know. So how can we treat people like that? Hello, Lawrence. Hello, Maxine. I don't want to say nobody's name wrong, but we don't know what people are going through. And we're just so, high and mighty, forget where we came from, that we wasn't so holy all the time, that we snug our noses out. Because I was one person that always had a frown on my face. And it wasn't a frown. I process. It's the look on my face because I'm processing something. I'm trying to get it in there. So it's not a bad, look, but it's been to the place where people are like, I don't know how to approach you. And I said, but you got to try. It was only certain people that felt bold and that knew me that could get through that wall. But it was from hurt. That wasn't on purpose. It wasn't because that's just what I wanted to be. So, it is what it is, family. And we just gotta do better. All of us. Can't no one person do this. When I went to do the 2 million women march on Washington, I reached out to all of these grieving groups. And everybody's like, well, we doing this and we doing that. And I was like, but it ain't about what y'all doing. It's what we need to do together. Everybody want to be the head nigga in charge. And it's like, come on, we can't do this by ourselves. So it turned me off. The leaders turned me off. So I was like, God, if this is ever meant for me to do, you're going to make that way. And for those who know me, know about my passion with this 2 million women march. The men did it. How come the women? We're the prevailers. We're the one that get on our knees and lay on our face and slob and cry. Imagine how prayerful. If we had that many women praying at the same time with our men covering us. Come on now. How powerful that would be. But when we going to put down having to be the head nigga in charge? When we going to put that down and work together? We'll never accomplish none of this stuff going on in this world. Never, never, never. It'll never happen. Impossible. But we can do it together. Ain't no nationality. All of us, everybody, because this is a everybody thing. This ain't no one person. Hey, goddaughter, I know you mad at me, but I've been broke down since my birthday. I love you. I love you. I love you. I got you. But we got to get this thing together, You can't even say you live in the hood, you worried about being killed. You can't even go to church no more. Kids can't walk to school. It's dangerous everywhere. God, you just want to keep your kids in a cocoon, in a house to protect them. But we can't. We got to trust that, when I came back, I got so caught up with my son. And he's grown. He's 32 years old. But he leave the house and, he got to a few incidents and I damn near lost it. I was like, oh my God, I'm cussing people out. If something happened to my son, I'm going to kill everybody. And whoop-de-whoop. And I talked to my psychiatrist and I said, I'm losing it. I said, I'm scared for him to walk out the door. And I'm like, I can't live like that in panic. that something's gonna happen to my last child. Because if something happened to my last child, y'all might as well throw me on in the nut house. Throw away the key. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't live my life. So I can't imagine what people are going through out there in panic because of this world that we living in. But I'm gonna get ready to get out of here because I'll start going all over the place, and there's a time for each thing that I'm sharing. Look at you, Lisa. I love you, boo boo. I'm preaching. I'm not preaching, but I love you guys. I just last night just messed me up, and it let me know that I'm going in the right direction. So, me and Gina will be back on tonight at 8 o'clock, so that she can share her story. So she's gonna figure out how to get in the live before we get on. All I know how to do is invite. I'm new at all this stuff too. So, with that said, your girl is out. I'll see you tonight. I love you, family. Muha.